approving a resolution declaring Kaufman County a Second Amendment sanctuary county.
Yeah, do we need to go ahead and read the declaration here?
I don't think I think that would be a good idea. You can just do that right now if you want to.
All right. This was brought to us from the Kaufman County Republican Party. I think it's a good idea for us to consider this. I'll just read it verbatim here. Resolution declaring Kaufman County a Second Amendment sanctuary. Whereas the Constitution of the United States is the supreme law of our nation, and the Second Amendment to the Constitution states, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And the U.S. Supreme Court found in Miranda versus Arizona in 1966 that where rights secured by the Constitution are involved, there can be no rule making or legislation which would abrogate them. And the U.S. Supreme Court in the District of Columbia versus Heller 2008 decision affirmed that the Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms is not connected in any way to service in a militia. And the U.S. Supreme Court in the United States versus Miller 1939 stated that firearms that are part of ordinary military equipment with use that could contribute to the common defense are protected by the Second Amendment. And the 14th Amendment to the Constitution states, no state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. And the Supreme Court in the McDonald versus City of Chicago in 2010 decision affirmed that a person's Second Amendment rights to keep and bear arms is further secured by the due process and the privileges and immunities clauses of the 14th Amendment. The decision also protects rights closely related to the Second Amendment, namely the right to manufacture, transfer, purchase, and sell firearms, accessories, and ammunition. And the 10th Amendment to the Constitution states, the powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. And the Supreme Court found in Prince versus United States in 1997 that the federal government cannot compel law enforcement officers of the states to enforce federal laws, as it would increase the power of the federal government far beyond that which the Constitution intends. And the Texas Constitution, Article 1, Section 23 states, every citizen shall have the right to keep and bear arms in the lawful defense of himself or the state. And due to dual sovereignty structure of the Constitution, the federal government has no authority to enforce state laws, and states cannot be compelled to enforce federal laws. And the last protectors of the United States Constitution are the county sheriffs and we the people of the United States of America. And our ability to fulfill that role successfully rests on our Second Amendment rights. Therefore, be it resolved, the people of Kaufman County, through their duly elected commissioners, court, judge, and sheriff, hereby designate Kaufman County a Second Amendment sanctuary in order to preserve for the people of, on, and in Kaufman County their rights guaranteed by the Constitution of the United States of America. Furthermore, any regulation that violates the Bill of Rights to the Constitution of the United States of America shall be regarded by the people of Kaufman County to be unconstitutional and therefore, by necessity, unenforceable and invalid. Furthermore, we, the people of Kaufman County, Texas, through this resolution, hereby declare our rights, our freedoms, and our liberty as guaranteed by the Constitution of the United States of America.
All right. That is the proposed resolution before the court. Anyone care to make a motion for approval of that resolution?
I'll make that motion.
Commissioner Barber makes that resolution for approval. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second, Commissioner Phillips. Discussion. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. That motion carries. Next up, Commissioner Hunt, consider allowing Atmos Energy to bury a gas line and county easement along County Road 260.
It's just basically just giving them the right of way to